What's up, guys? I'm really excited right now because today we're going to try to put the Rowdyssey on the dyno for the first time. It's going to be the first time this thing has ever attempted to make any sort of boost, and yeah, I'm just really excited. I did want to show you guys what I've been getting done on this thing because there was a whole bunch of little things that needed button up before it was ready to go on the dyno at all. And to be honest, it's probably not even fully ready to be on the dyno. There's still some other things that I need to get done, but I'm just so excited, and the dyno is free today, so I'm going to try to get that out of the way while we can because I got it to the point to where we can make it work. So last video we did with the Rowdyssey, I believe, was at the Freedom Factory. You guys saw that the axle kind of popped out when we were driving it around out there. I had stock Prelude axles in this thing. I got it back over here, took the driver's side one out. This is the one that was popping out, and I replaced it with a 2004 CRV axle. It actually is about 1.5 inches longer than the Prelude one was, and that is going to fit perfect. 100% that is not popping out. Got the right axle in there this time, so that's good to go. And some other things I got done is I got the coolant all bled and it's full of water, ready to go. I also got a coolant fan on, and I got this guy wired up. It is working. Got it kind of wired into the factory fuse box and stuff, so I can just plug in what temperature I want the fan to come on through the Honda. I got it all wired in down there. Let me think. I got a vacuum line ran to the regulator right here because we did not have that. We did not have the vacuum line to the blow-off valve, and we also did not have the vacuum line to the wastegate. For right now, I'm not putting a boost solenoid on this thing. We are just going to try to tune it on wastegate pressure. I believe there's like an 8 to 10 psi spring in there. I think that's about what we put in, but I'm not 100% sure. We will see what it does on the dyno, but all the vacuum lines are ran and good to go. I also don't know if I showed this, but I did make a brace for the bottom of the turbo. You can kind of see it down there. So that was just a piece of steel tubing with a couple tabs welded off of it, but we have a brace for the turbo all made up. I'm really happy with how that guy came out. I just had to weld a nut to the exhaust housing right back there, and the brace for the turbo is done. Hayden was getting on me about that because he wanted me to do the brace, so I got that out of the way before I put any heat cycles into it and let it fully warm up. But after I did that, I have since let it fully warm up. We've already given it a oil change, and all the radiator stuff's good to go. Like I said, it doesn't overheat now. Fan comes on great. One of the last things the Rowdyssey needs before it's really done is the shifter to be mounted. Right now, it only has one bolt in there. I know you guys are gonna be giving me crap right now. Wow, Kyle's only putting one bolt in the shifter this time. It's a downgrade from the 2 bolts that it used to have, but I need to make some sort of stand for this thing, and I'm thinking I might have to get a custom cable made because this one is just a little too short. I think I could kind of work with it right here if I have to. I might just have to do that for right now, but I'm just not 100% sure on how I want to mount this yet, so that's why I was kind of waiting. But for now, we do have one bolt in there, kind of holding it loosely, and that will be plenty for the dyno. But I can go ahead and give her a start for you guys. Oh, where is the key? It's in my pocket. Fires right up, and you can hear she is idling nice and smooth. I also did add a oil pressure sensor, and then I swapped my glow shift gauge out for an AEM oil pressure gauge, so now I know we have oil pressure. And yeah, let's check her out real quick. So now I got her idling nice and smooth. Everything is looking good. Hell yeah, guys, I'm excited. So as you could just hear, she is idling great. I did actually have to mess with the TPS a whole bunch. I was fighting this idle surge issue for hours yesterday, and I finally got it figured out. It came down to missing a couple plugs on the back of the throttle body, and then on top of that, my TPS wasn't set to the right spot. It kind of had a dead zone in it. I had to loosen it and turn it so it would read correctly, because I'd give it gas and it would just read 0%, and it would kind of kill this thing. But got all that figured out. She's revving up nice now. She's idling perfect. And yeah, boys, she's just about ready to go onto the dyno. We are gonna be using Jeremy's dyno from Faster Proms, and it is a 2-wheel drive dyno. As you guys know, the Rowdyssey is all-wheel drive. So what I'm going to be doing is I am going to be pulling the drive shaft off to dyno it in front-wheel drive for right now, because we do not have access to an all-wheel drive dyno. They actually use a 4-post lift to lift the car up to the dyno. So I'm gonna wait to pull the drive shaft until it's on the 4-post lift, because then it'll be nice and easy for me just to crawl under there, pull the drive shaft off, and then we can get it onto the 2-wheel drive dyno and throw the base tune on it right there. Brent's gonna be helping with the tune, obviously. But yeah, I'm super excited. I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing over to Faster Prom's side over there and get this thing on the dyno and see what she does. This will be the first time the Rowdyssey will see any sort of boost. And I'm just hoping everything goes smooth and well, and then we can continue to button this thing up as we go. And then obviously we're gonna be turning her up more later on. But since we have access to the dyno today, I figured might as well knock it out, make some boost. She's just about ready to go, so let's get it over there. We got her on the 4-post lift right now. We're just gonna go ahead and pull the drive shaft off, and then we can go ahead and get this thing strapped down.
Oh yeah.
She'll be ready to go. I thought I was gonna have to take the entire drive shaft out, but it turns out I just took this front part off right here. I just got it zip tied out of the way. Shouldn't hit nothing there. So this piece will just spin as we are dynoing it, and it does not need to be connected to just dyno it front wheel drive. It doesn't affect anything, so we should be good to go. Lower it back down and get her strapped onto the dyno. All right, the drive shaft is out of the way. We got her lowered back down and we got it all strapped and ready to go. So Brent is inside right now, just getting everything set up. Excited?
I'm so excited. We're back in the minivan. It's coming.
Back in the Rowdyssey.
The last time I had it on a dyno, I think we lost the crank pulley or something. It's
been a while.
It's been so long, so this is pretty awesome for me, honestly.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool. I know everyone's probably expecting a super high number, but like I mentioned before, we're running it on gate for right now.
On gate for right now, but you know, they could still do pretty good.
I mean, yeah, we're in Florida for a while. We might turn it up later. I'm not promising nothing, but right now,
to drive.
But yeah, right now it's just gonna be on the base tune, gate pressure, see what happens there.
Yep.
I mean, even gate might be pretty rowdy. I don't even know what's gonna happen.
It's the Rowdyssey, so I don't see how it couldn't be.
Especially with that massive turbo, like 10 pounds could be a lot.
Yeah, I can't wait to feel it spool and just how it's gonna act. This is really special.
This is gonna be sweet.
Is awesome.
Bit. All right guys, she is warmed up and Brent is getting ready to make the first pull. I have no idea how close the tune is right now, but he's about to get her in gear and give her some gas and see what happens. We got to put the hood down because it doesn't have a hook on the latch, so the exhaust will blow the hood up and then it will slam shut, so we just got to leave it shut. $134.
All right, leave it there.
She's good, 134. That was 384. 384. 384. 8 pounds. So first boost pull in made 384. 384. And it squirted a little bit of water out of this guy right here because I don't think this cap really is sealing properly.
It's off the bat rod. So
yeah, that's off the bat rod. Just sprayed just a little bit, so we're trying to find a little plug or bolt just to thread into that guy. It's like for an overflow, but I have one over here as well that I need to run an overflow off of. I have 2 radiator caps on this just because of how it's kind of set up. Yeah, I need to get just like a plug for this guy later on, or I don't know, figure something out, because this is like the highest point in the motor, so it is nice to fill it from there. But then also the cap kind of hits on the valve cover, but
it's strange angle.
Yeah, just got to figure that out and she'll be good, but we're just kind of letting it cool, and then we're going to get that plugged up and we'll go for another rip on the dyno.
Yeah, because I'm ready.
Yeah, Brent had to let out super early right there, but
yeah, I had to put some more fuel in it.
Do you think it reached the max boost? Do you think that's what the gate is at, or you think it might climb a couple more PSI?
It seemed like it may end up at around 9.5.
Okay.
It's hard to say. That was pulled to 7,900 and the limiter's at 87 right now. We can rev it higher, but I figure that's a good place to start.
That'll stop.
James got our plug.
That'll do it.
That'll work.
You had to cut this cap, right? It's like a wonky cap.
Yeah, I cut a different one, and then I ended up messing it up.
Bum the bat rod.
It's alright, that'll stop it from spraying out.
Yeah, she'll be good like that. Woo! 405.
Linear like that, VTEC has to keep moving up like that because I need the cam phasing to work, and then I'll get more in the middle. But I can keep tuning it out this way just so we have something.
Yeah, so we don't have the cam angles working right now because we need the
intake temp
sensor. Yeah.
We know our temp sensors are good, but it's not. There's not a way to shut it off or anything. So.
Do you think it'd be worth it just for me to go grab one real quick?
Absolutely.
And then just come back real fast?
Absolutely. Then I can build the middle up, and I won't have to move VTEC so far out.
Okay.
So it doesn't have to crazy.
Still wants to move higher this way.
Yeah, this way. But once I give some angle, I can drop VTEC. I can have more of a curve, and it makes spool faster. But it's not doing bad.
No, it's not too bad.
No, not at all. Actually comes in pretty
for that
good.
Huge turbo.
So peaked out 10 pounds.
10 pounds.
At the very tip.
That's right, what the spring is set to, so.
And it started getting a plateau right there.
Yeah, it started flattening out. What did you go to? Was that to limiter?
That was right to limiter.
Limiter? But you have it set really low right now.
You can see we still got to work on whatever the charging issue is, because I'm charging pretty good. And then when we're in power, I got 11.0, 10.5. So,
dropping some voltage.
Yeah, I had to play with the latency time a little bit on the injector that time to compensate for it, and it worked perfect. So.
Honda's driving. Got her driving.
Yeah, gotta put it on the lift and still have to put the pins for the axles.
Got her all washed off.
Gotta put that in, and then yeah, I wanted to wash it since we drove it all the way out here. But
she's moving though.
Yeah, man. Close. It's getting close.
And a low rider.
Bailey, dude.
I didn't even notice this was yours.
Yeah, it's a
pretty tight.
V6, but I keep her clean.
So I just went to the parts store and got an intake air temperature sensor. Got that guy plugged in. We're just gonna let this kind of hang because we need that for the cam angle stuff. Why do we need that? Do you know why it does that?
That's what it requires.
It just needs that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess for some reason we need that sensor plugged in so then you can actually tune the cam angle and then you can pick up more mid-range power and stuff. Because right now all the tables are just kind of set to 0, but you can actually advance or retard the cam angle and pick up some more power. And for some reason that lets you do it. So if anyone knows, please let me know because it's kind of interesting. But we're just gonna let that guy sit right down in there till we get a proper mount for it. And yeah, we might be able to pick up some more mid-range power and do a couple final pulls. And that's where she will be. So the cam angles are working now.
Yep, so you see it here at 0, but you can, yep. I see it move.
Nice, because before that would just stay at 0.
Just stay at 0 all the time.
And then just plugging in that sensor,
Yep.
gives you some cam angle.
And we have a cam angle table built here, and we'll start tuning in all the tables now.
Sweet.
That's what, 75 horsepower?
Yeah, you can see where it was at 272 right here. Now it's at 350 in the same spot. Almost 100 horsepower gap, like 75 horsepower gain right there.
Yep.
452.
that gate.
That's gate.
There you
450.
452.
See how much right through here it picked up though with the cam angle?
Yeah, look at all this power gained in the middle.
We were having to move VTEC so much higher because the cam angle wasn't helping us, you know? Just having that cam angle in there helps.
It helped a lot.
Like look right here, that's over 100 horsepower split.
Yeah, we gained over 100 horsepower right here just because of that cam
110.
angle.
110 horsepower right there. You'll notice that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Battery still dropping off?
Yes.
Yeah, so we're having an issue with the voltage wanting to drop off a little bit.
Yeah.
The alternator's hooked up and working, but for some reason, once it's in power, it's starting to tank. But it idle and everything, it's charging great.
When you put a load on the car, which, you know, could be a size of wire, we'll just look at it. There's
Yeah,
gotta be
I ran a pretty heavy gauge wire from the power on the alternator, so.
There has to be an answer.
Dude, that's like the same power Vicky made on this dyno.
Yeah.
Almost, I think it's exactly. It's either 52 or like 54.
Look, wouldn't that be something?
The only two Hondas we've had on the dyno make the same exact power.
450.
We also don't have the solenoid for any sort of quick spool or anything.
Right.
Because that would help.
Oh, quick spool.
So, I mean, even with the 35R, that's what the graph looks like.
And I can keep throwing angle at it. I mean, I haven't found it yet.
Like, it
the
sounds like,
voltage problem is, and the fueling is what I've been working on.
but like for how big the turbo is, it sounds like it's spooling.
Oh, it's
Great.
fine.
It spools normal, just not even a big deal.
So now let's go back to, everybody go back to the video when Kyle got the turbo.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Oh, it was 458.
458.
VTech Vicky made 458.
Damn,
Vicky made more than the minivan. We need 6 more to.
Don't give us 7, we need 6.
We can't let VTech Vicky be making more than the Rowdyssey. Look at this, guys. This was 2 years ago.
Vicky's faster, bro.
Vicky made more than the Rowdyssey on this dyno. $463. Where'd it go?
I'm trying to give you the nice picture of it.
Yep, there she is. 463. Just beat Vicky.
Still think it's better temp.
463.
Nice.
Same thing with the battery though?
Yep, same thing.
So different issue. So what we just did is we ran a direct power from the battery to the signal on the alternator to keep it always on, just to make sure that there was nothing with the alternator like shutting off mid-pull, because he was saying it happens right when VTech hits.
Yeah, you
is
can
when the
see
draw happens. So now we know it's not that, at least though, but we have to check some other stuff.
VTech hits right here, and here's their voltage. Just
yeah, all this right here is voltage, and look,
all
it just
this
tanks,
nonsense,
and then it comes right back up. There's some flames. The two-step might not get them too big, but I can flick that key.
I can keep working it, because I gotta, you know, off the timing map, it has to be pulled X amount, and I've got pretty good amount of timing right there. So
You can feel it when it pops.
yeah, you feel a little.
Yeah, I feel it in there. It shocks the whole car.
Yeah.
With 2 steps like that.
Yeah, if we put this thing on the AEM like the MR2 and Honda,
They've got some.
Yeah.
they got some rowdy two-step.
MR2 one, bro.
The S300 is good and functional, but
Honda is gonna be the same.
Oh, it's coming.
It's coming.
yeah, Honda
I
can
know
set it
the
up just like that.
was that shit was like in the chest.
Yeah.
The MR2 is like an AK going off.
It is.
I just wanted a sick flame for the thumbnail, so I hope you guys enjoyed the flame.
We did.
It was a big flame too.
It just wants to go, bro. Did you feel it? Yeah, I felt when you hit second, I was like, holy crap. It pinned me in my seat. It did too. We gotta work on all these alarms and stuff. They're all set really low, don't worry about them.
Yeah, we haven't even set those stuff
Yeah, we just got the dash working and we were like, let's go for a drive. Holy crap.
I mean, it's going through the gears.
Yeah, it feels good.
It did feel good though. At least it's shifting, going straight.
I still...
That was good, man.
Man, when it like So you turned the camera off because we were kind of working still a little bit.
Yeah, and you started revving it up. I didn't know what you were doing, and he just
And then when it
takes off.
snapped, I was like, let's go.
It felt good, so you stayed in.
Well guys, the Rowdyssey put down 463 horsepower today on only 9 PSI, which is just wastegate pressure. So that is pretty exciting. And yeah, so now I just gotta dial in a whole bunch of other little things, like the battery needs to be tied down, get that shifter bolted down properly. Just some little stuff before we can go ahead and start turning it up from there. But yeah, super pumped on that. And then Hondru drove around today as well for like the first time down the street. So yeah, Brent and Amelia were doing that while I was getting the Rowdyssey off the dyno and hooking the drive shaft back up, since we were running out of light.
Brent accidentally launched it and
Accidentally made some power.
he just
That was giggling, man. It was too good.
Yeah, apparently Hondru is getting down today. So we're gonna have to take it on a real drive like tomorrow or something.
It was really getting down because you see what they forgot?
Yeah, there's no lines,
no
to,
lines
the
to the gate.
Yeah, no wonder it was getting down. All the boost.
It could take all that. It's cool.
Yeah, it's good.
Take that whole turbo.
We got the CSS block fully built. She'll hold it.
She'll hold it. Shift's great. Didn't even fall out of boost or nothing.
Sequential's working good.
Oh, yeah.
The only thing is I can't find reverse for some reason right now, but
We're figuring it
we're
out.
figuring it out.
Adjusting things, looking
I
at
think it
things.
might be.
But everything else is working good.
It is. It really
Oh,
is.
sweet.
And it looks
Hondru's
great.
up and going. Looking awesome. Everything's good on that coolant wise and stuff too. It's driving great. Rowdyssey just needs a test drive tomorrow as well. And yeah, just keep going from there. Because we do have a track rental on Friday. I know Amelia was wanting to run Hondru. I'm probably gonna show up, but I might make like a little baby pass down, but I'm not trying to rip it, especially since there's like no cage and stuff.
Oh, and then
Neon's gonna race in Ricky's car.
yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun day. So
It's good.
I'm pumped. So Rowdyssey made some power, Hondru made some power. Getting there.
Yeah.
But that is going to be it for today's video. There was a whole bunch of little stuff off camera. You can probably tell the videos were jumping around, but this thing was on the dyno all day because some stuff had to get figured out. But in the end, it all worked out. So she's good to go. Now he's got to put a boost solenoid on there and turn her up.
Yep. Build a big old power bang.
Hell yeah, guys. That's going to be it for today. So we'll see you guys later.